Welcome to another episode of the channel Your Best Version. Put on your headphones, relax, and get some insights. Should I ignore a woman? Does it work? Many men end up feeling unsure when it comes to wooing a woman in the game of seduction and don't know what attitude to take. After all, we know that women can be a bit complicated. However, the big question is whether you should pursue her, showing your interest and that you're into her, or whether you should let things happen naturally, let it unfold naturally, and even ignore her. So stay with me until the end because there is a very important tip that you should follow. So, the first step is, don't be a boring guy. Nobody likes a boring guy in the middle of the pursuit and in the game of seduction. So have common sense when showing the girl that you're into her. Don't be like a desperate guy sending her messages every minute and annoying her all the time, because women want to stay away from clingy men. Conquering someone requires a certain level of creativity, and the more challenging the woman is, the more creative you need to be. And when I say challenging, I mean worth the effort because you gotta know your worth as a man. It's no use if she says she's a challenge but doesn't give you any opening, but with other dudes, she's all over them. Know your worth and identify the high-value women you want to be involved with. The second step is, remember not to always be available to her. As I've mentioned before, women like to ignore clingy guys. So the more you chase her, the more she'll ignore you. If you're always running after her, it'll give the impression that you're always available and desperate. So take it easy and be patient. She'll be yours if you play with patience and follow the tips in this video. So you might ask me, should I show my feelings to a woman? Well, think about this. You like a girl, but she never responds to your signals. You like her posts, but she never likes yours. She never replies to your messages. So it's actually stupid to go up to her and say, "Oh my God, I love you so much, it hurts my heart. I just wish you'd give me a chance to show you that I could make you the happiest woman in the world. I feel like you're the perfect woman for me." So, do you think this is gonna work, man? Under normal circumstances, she'll look at you and say, "I like you too, but as my best friend, almost like a brother to me, I'm sorry." I recommend you don't do this, because that's when you'll want to do something crazy, and you'll end up drowning in a sea of sadness. That's the sad reality. So, 3. Don't confess your feelings to a woman who hasn't shown the slightest interest in you, man. So, to answer your question, should I confess my feelings to a woman? Not to a woman who hasn't reciprocated your actions, your subtle intentions with her, let alone act by leaving rationality aside, simply out of emotional need due to lack of an effective relationship. This destroys the man's masculinity and makes him a guy who acts on impulses in the heat of emotion, and women perceive this instantly. Never do this. You don't ignore a woman by confessing your feelings to her, and if you're thinking, how can confessing my feelings be ignoring her? Does that really work? Well, human nature can be quite contradictory and even strange. People tend to believe that if something is very cheap, it's a sign that it has no value, it's not good, and when it comes to things that are harder to get, the more expensive things, they have much greater value because something that is rare is better and consequently harder to find. That's where the expression "you get what you pay for" comes from, and it's the same principle that applies in the game of conquest. Women in general value friendship a lot, but they usually become much more interested in a guy who is not a friend, in that guy that she has to make an effort for, the guy she has to fight to win over, because he's not as easy as the other guys. He stands out by showing that she doesn't have him in the palm of her hand like the other guys, and automatically she sees him in a different way. She sees value in that guy. So, in order to ignore a woman and drive her crazy chasing after you, truly wanting your company and attention focused on her, you should do the following. First of all, value yourself. A man should never, under any circumstances, let a woman think she has already won him over. This will make her not appreciate you as she should, and she won't value you. That's why you must do everything in your power to avoid this situation. I want you to succeed and grow mentally and physically as a man of value, striving for excellence in your life, and consequently reaching your best version that you were born to be. I believe in your potential, and you need to eliminate anyone from your life who is hindering your growth and impeding your evolution as a man of value. The fact that you are watching this video already shows that you are a guy who seeks evolution in his life, and consequently, it costs a lot. You should not sell yourself cheap to any woman who won't value you, only offering you emotional breadcrumbs. And for a woman to see your value, you need to make her work hard to go out with you. She needs to value your presence, because if you are rare and hard to access, people will value you more. That's a fact. So the next very important step is 4. Break the chains. A woman will only truly fall in love with a guy she sees as capable of losing. For example, this guy is a man of value, there are other women after him, so any mistake I make, I can lose him. He has other options, so I need to stay with him. You see, she will value a guy she knows she can lose, and not a pushover who keeps hitting on her all day. For those guys, she says, "Oh, this guy I don't need to make any effort, he's always available, so I'll keep him as a backup." However, these guys are never used as a backup, and only serve to watch her enter a relationship or hook up with other guys because they don't value themselves. So show the woman that you are not chained to her and that you don't depend on her at all. Demonstrate enough confidence not to let her take advantage of you. Ignore her in a way that generates more interest in her. When a woman thinks you're easy to conquer, your value drops. So it's your duty as a man to act at the right pace. For this, I recommend that you subscribe to the channel and become part of this community to evolve every day as a man and achieve the masculine excellence you were born to achieve. Having said that, I'm going to leave now. If you liked it, leave a like and stay tuned for the next episode of Your Best Version. Cheers!